It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the Executive Director of World Trade Center St. Louis. Would you say hello to Mr. Tim Nowak?
Well, thank you, Debbie. Thank you for those 15 years of generously giving your time and your talent to this event. We truly appreciate it. You know, when our team decided on today's topic all the way back in December, we knew it would be timely, but we never envisioned just how important it would be. I had lunch a few weeks ago with the CEO of a local multinational company, and I shared the title of this year's event, U.S.-China Relations, the Next 40 Years. And he looked at me and he said, "Tim, really? The next 40 years? We can't figure out the next 40 hours. How true. Well, with the help of our invited guests, we're going to try to do that this afternoon. St. Louis has a long, rich history of pioneering relationships with China, from people to people, to trade and investment. St. Louis was the first U.S. city to establish a sister city with the People's Republic of China. 2019 marks the 40-year anniversary of the St. Louis Nanjing, China relationship, a relationship that was initiated by then St. Louis Mayor Jim Conway. The connections over the years include many successful academic, cultural, and business exchanges. To commemorate the 40th anniversary in April, Nanjing's mayor gifted a pair of bronze Ming Dynasty chairs that are now housed at the Nanjing Friendship Garden at the Missouri Botanical Garden. And in October, Mayor Cruson and I will travel to China with the St. Louis Nanjing Sister Cities Committee to present a truly special gift on behalf of St. Louis, a 7-foot-tall bronze statue in the likeness of Cardinals pitcher Adam Wainwright. A second statue of a Nanjing batter will then be placed at Ballpark Village. While the two statues will be separated by more than 7,000 miles, it's as if they're 60 feet apart, connecting our two cities with perfect symbolism. The St. Louis Nanjing Sister City Committee officially began 40 years ago between two governments, but its strength is a result of the citizens of our two communities. I congratulate those members of the Sister Cities Committee, many of whom are here with us today. One of the foundations of this relationship has been the University of Missouri St. Louis. In the early 1990s, UMSL began a faculty exchange program with Nanjing University, which has evolved over the time to include joint research, student exchanges, and an international MBA program. 110 students have now completed dual MBAs from UMSL and Nanjing University. UMSL has also partnered with our long-standing friend, Kit Bond, to launch the new Christopher Kit Bond Distinguished International Scholars Program. Several years ago, Senator Bond and I led a trade mission to China, where we met with the U.S. Ambassador, Gary Locke. During our meeting, Ambassador Locke remarked, "You know, we need more Americans studying abroad, particularly in China, and we need them soon." In his words, "We are missing an important opportunity to build diplomatic and economic bridges." To put this in perspective, in 2017, the number of Chinese students studying in the U.S. grew to 360,000. By comparison, American enrollments in China stand at just under 12,000. The Bond International Scholars Program is addressing this gap. Today, we are joined by a few of the newly awarded scholars. Armed with the language skills and experience interacting with global peers, you will ensure that the next generation is prepared to engage with China and the rest of the world. Now, just as we need more students studying abroad, we need talent from around the world choosing St. Louis as their home. Last year, I highlighted our St. Louis Mosaic Project International Mentoring Program. This groundbreaking initiative integrates foreign-born into the St. Louis community, many of whom relocate as trailing spouses of local executives. There are now hundreds of participants in the program, with new mentor groups launching each month. One of those new mentees is Emily Yang. Emily is originally from China, and she attended Washington University in St. Louis. Now, unlike most of her foreign-born classmates, Emily stayed in St. Louis after graduating, when her husband took a position with a local company. With the support of her local mentor, Emily is cultivating new relationships and a richer St. Louis experience. As the Brookings Institution confirmed in their recent case study on Mosaic, welcoming communities make for globally competitive cities. With programs like the International Mentoring, the World Trade Center, and the Mosaic Project are supporting foreign-born and foreign-invested companies in a way that no other city can claim. Emily is here today with her mentor, Sarah Woodburn. Thank you for your contributions to our own global competitiveness. Now, earlier today, County Executive Page highlighted the economic importance of the trade relationship with China. Nationally, bilateral trade and investment grew from $2.3 billion in 1979 to $636 billion in 2017. Certainly, recent trade tensions and barriers are negatively affecting this growth. In fact, Missouri exports to China are down 33% year to date, and nearly 40% from the all-time high of $1.2 billion in 2011. But we must continue to engage. As a region and business community, there is too much to lose. On our part, over the past 2 years, the World Trade Center has been working with the Washington University School of Medicine and Siteman Cancer Center to enhance this trade and investment activity. In July, Washington University formally announced a collaboration with China-based Weisi Health Management to help with physician training and the design of a new medical center, including a 1,000-bed hospital in Suzhou, China. This collaboration, led by the World Trade Center, directly contributes to new healthcare service-related exports from St. Louis to China. Healthcare is a center of innovation and technology, and it represents a strong opportunity for future foreign investment from companies in China and throughout the globe. The partnership between Washington University and Weisi Health Management elevates St. Louis's global profile and reinforces the notion that to succeed in a global economy, cities must invest in what makes them unique. Now, as Debbie referenced, we believe strongly that people, goods, and investment comprise the three key equal ingredients to internationalize St. Louis. Through the strong support and global vision of many in this room, St. Louis is competing for human capital, leveraging cross-border business opportunities, and engaging politically and culturally in China and around the globe. Here's a peek at just a couple of those examples. Take a look. St. Louis is celebrating the 40th anniversary with Nanjing, China.
Mayor Conway from St. Louis and the mayor from Nanjing established the first Sino-American sister city relationship.
And with this celebration, we have two very important projects. Where can you even begin with this? How exciting is this?
How do I represent what is quintessentially American, quintessentially St. Louis, in a way that would be lasting?
What's more American than baseball? It's an American sport. And what represents St. Louis more than baseball in many ways?
Albeit 7,000 plus miles apart, we'll have a Cardinal pitcher pitching to a batter from the Chinese national baseball team, swinging and hitting that ball, connecting, again, our two communities.
Tim Herman contacted me.
We commissioned him to do a 7 or 8 foot bronze statue of Adam Wainwright pitching.
And a Chinese baseball player, which was almost fanciful to be the recipient of the pitch here.
That player has Hansa characters that say Nanjing on his helmet and has the number 40 on its back.
Symbolizing 40 years. He's got the Chinese flag on the side of his uniform and Nanjing across the chest.
On the 14th, they'll dedicate the Adam Wainwright statue in a brand new sister city park called the Hexie Ecological Park that was created to display sister city artwork, and ours will be the first statue, which is pretty symbolic considering we're the first sister city relationship.
I wanted to create a curiosity in both communities. Young kids who are walking by this statue in Nanjing, China, will be asking people, what is this? Someone will explain it to them. In Ballpark Village, when people are walking by, they're going to say, why is there a Chinese player on here with 40 and the characters on it? I'm hoping that what this will be is an opportunity to help both of our communities understand each other better.
October of 2017, I get a random phone call from a longtime friend of mine, a gentleman by the name of Eric Tongjiang. And Eric was calling me because he had been asked to lead a group from China, and this group was looking for a U.S. medical school partner. And as Eric tells the story, he was invited to dinner. Would he help lead this exploratory group? He said, I'll do it under one condition, that we go to my alma mater, Washington University.
We have an opportunity to expand some of the prevention and science and technology that is unique to Siteman Cancer Center and partner with the physicians and researchers in Suzhou, China, in order to develop what I think is truly unique program of cancer delivery. 50% of all cancers are preventable. And so what is unique in this facility is the opportunity to actually impact the population.
This relationship is terrific, and we want to continue to help foster that, support that. But our eyes are also turning towards what new opportunities could this lead to for St. Louis businesses here, for Suzhou businesses who might have an eye towards North America. Why wouldn't they look at St. Louis? This puts St. Louis on the map. But if you look at it, the foundation of that came through the sister city relationship. We take great pride in the length, the outcomes that have come from being a sister city